Beautiful ignited souls, I am just so grateful and thankful that you are here right now, and I could just feel your presence. And it may seem a little bit strange that I am saying this because I'm recording, and I'm not really recording this live, but I can feel the essence of oneness right now. I can feel the energies, like everything is just one right now, and perhaps that's a lot to do with the video that I am about to record right now, in showing that the essence of oneness. So I have done a video on the number 1 and 5. Basically, I really showed how the wholeness, how 5 is really whole. Now I want to show you another form, in another way, that 5 is really whole, although I perhaps use the same analogies, very close, but it's the sense of wholeness we are trying to capture. Why we're trying to do this as well is that I believe that this will help us to honor the sacredness. There is a sacredness of the killing of George Floyd, and by the knee, if you like, of Derek Chauvin. And because of that, we are now being exposed to the intelligence of how we can begin to appreciate the sacredness of that life that has passed, that has shaken the world, that has vibrated every soul to the core. It has been like more than COVID-19. It has just tipped every mind. Everybody has an opinion, has an idea, has something. And so this is the representation of saying we are now creating a new people, creating man after our likeness. Whatever thoughts, whatever behaviors, whatever actions, whatever images, whatever it is that we are eliciting, now we are having this like in our vortex. We are like having all this as the magician who's ready to create something new. And so it is very important that we know what to hold on and what to let go of. So hey, I am going to continue. I would love to call it my 101. I may call it that 101, numerology 101, or perhaps numerology for beginners. But and basically it's like breaking down some of these videos that I have done, because I know they are very deep and they fall more for the immediate or intermediate mind. So I'm breaking this down right now. So let's continue with 2, because also with the mindset of having this about 15 minutes, and that would be it. So basically we have Chauvin and George. They're the two, or we should say Floyd, Chauvin, we're using the surnames here. We have these, and we have in this presentations that I've done, we have seen that they both share 3 names each. And that is a representation of a new people. The word people, the word people equals 6. So 3 threes, 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay. So I'll just do people or person. So whether you are creating one, whatever it is, but people, People, is actually 7, 5, 6, 7. And you see the 7s here are speaking of that as well. And it's 5. So this is 8, 15, 15, 20, 20, 26, 30, 33, 26, 33. Right. This is 33. So people is 33. This is why we are creating now a new Genesis. That's the word, because 33 is Genesis. New genes. SIS. So this is 7 5 5 5 1 9 1. It's 33. So I want to concentrate and really make this comprehensive. So basically we have 6 names. Let's just have 6 here. 6 names. What we are doing here is really drawing on the correlations that really show that this has a deeper and more meaningful purpose than we perhaps ever thought. Take, for instance, the story of Jesus Christ. The story of Jesus Christ is one of sacrifice, one on the cross. And the word cross actually equals 20. We are in 2020. So let's just do cross, CROSS. This is 39611. So it's 20, 15, 20. And we see that, of course, although Chauvin was not Chauvin and George, it wasn't a cross, but there was the ground. I'm not quite sure what ground comes to, GROUND. Let's do this. Is 796 354. Let's just do it. This is 15, 20, 34. So 34 is 7. 34 is 7, which is understandable because 7 is like the soul. It is a demarcation. The soul is the God saw is present. This is when and God saw that it was good, or Eve saw that the fruit was good, and everything God saw he did, he saw it was good. Or God, so the soul is like a literal soul. And so this is what as well, to show the correlation with 7 and 20 as the cross. Let's look at this, SEVEN. So we are doing the word and the numerical value. So it's 1. We see that the ground had showed us 7. So here is 7 now, which has Mother Eve in it. And this is why I say that he was going home to Mother Eve, the serpent, and that's the end. So it's the end of a cycle here. So 4, 5, 5. Adding this together is 20. Okay, now we see that here. Now I'm breaking this down bit by bit, but it's really a lot of correlations that we had not taken into consideration. Well, I did anyway, because it's my role. So 6 names, that is telling us about the 6 people, which coincides with the number of man, literally the number of man. In Genesis of chapter 1 verse 27 is where he made man and God made man in his own image, and the word own, OWN, which is 654. This equals 55, sorry, 55. This equals 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So this is where we see that the story of Christ coming to create a new people, dying on the cross for a new people. So we see that 7 is like the cross. Okay, and the own, when he created man in his own. So this is also a demarcation of something new. Hey, George and Derek is 7H. Here we have 7 here, and we have 8. No, so 7, 7. So this is the correlation. We see that coincides with Mother Eve. 7 plus 7 is 15, and is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. And so we see how we have the Christ. This is exactly how Christ came in. This also coincides with Jesus, because Jesus is 11 and Christ is 5. Adding this together gives us 7. So there is much more correlation with Jesus Christ, but we're going to leave this here for now. But we can see how, of course, that that really ties in very much here. Now, let's still work on the names. In breaking this down, I haven't worked on the date of birth yet. So here we have the middle names. Speaking of 7, Perry is 10, we have done something on 10, and you will see the perfection of number 10. Perry is the middle name, and it comes to 10. 10 is perfect. When we do the word perfect, so George had a perfect ingredients, if you like, or perfect makeup, something perfect about him to have taken on such a phenomenal role to shake the world, that a lot of things are now, a lot of other lives are being saved, if you like, through that act of that was being exposed to the world. So when people say, oh, the second coming, this is the second coming. When people speak about the risen Savior, this is the risen Savior. So when we add this together, this is 10, this is 25, 30, 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. So he had this middle name, this second name bears that perfect perfect man, because man, for instance, is 415, and adding this is 10. Also 10 would be as spirit. He had the perfect spirit, spirit. Let's see, is one and he has five letter words as well. So here we go, 179992. Adding this together, this is 20, this is 37, exactly 37. So, and having the 5 letters to his name, this is really a special individual. He has 3 names, and each of these names, which coincides perfectly with the numerical vibration of the Christian gods, or the gods that connect with the 5 the big 5 religions, where Christianity connects with the moved God, the made God, and the ended God. That is 3 of the 14 gods. Now, all the gods are connected, but what we have discovered, that some religions are connected more to certain gods than the others, because they have a specific role to play. And so the emblem of that role has now been played out through the killing of George Perry Floyd. So now we see 37, 3 plus 7 is 10. So these are just a few to give you the impression, or to give you the image of what this killing represents. There is a sacredness about it, like there was a covert communication. And when I saw that clip or that video, this was the very first impression that I had, that it's like Chauvin wants to be recognized. It's like it's a time for him to be recognized for the role that he has been playing out, to get the grand finale recognized. This was a grand finale right there before our eyes, and that's what I saw, and that's what is we all are seeing. Some of us have not comprehended that, but this is what it is. So we have 555 words, so this is 15, and this is coinciding with the said God, the God of words, which is Mother Eve. So it's 1194. Adding this together is 15. 10, 14, 15. Of course, 15 is 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. And this is the 6 days of creation. This is the 6 days of creation. And this is the 6 species. The he created he, him, he, them, male and female. So this is 6. This is not really spoken of in the scriptures as such. Some things are so hidden in plain sight that we miss the big meaning of it. Now I am here to decode, I'll help decode these messages that are there in plain sight. Don't people really question, what is it that is meant by the he, him, or he, them? We have taken on the male, female, but we have left out the rest, because we just see ourselves as, for instance, okay, I may call myself female and you may call yourself male, but now we have all this mixed gender. Is it possible that all these mixed genders are in that he and the him and the he and the them? So, okay, I'm just putting that there. Now, really just to show what is happening here. So I'm going to close with this because I really want to show this step by step. So the 15 correlates with, let's see, so Judge Floyd, his name correlates on 15 here, which is the new 5, 10, 15. And of course, this is where we have new. This is the only column that gives us 15 here. Or if we did it this way, it would be 4, 5, 6, but which is saying there is a riff, RIF, in the middle, which is again coinciding with the development and the new and the forks. So this would be the column here. But directly for 15, this is where we are. 1 plus 5 is 6 right here. And so this is the I, the middle of the word sacrifice of numbers 1 to 9. And that's the part that he had taken on. And of course, sometimes it's like we sign a contract. We think of the value of what we are meant to be or what we want to accomplish more than the process, because we believe in what we not, maybe not consciously, spiritually, somewhere we have bought into something. Okay, so and adding the 2 middle names here, for instance, which is Perry, and the other middle name for Derek here. So we have seen a correlation with the first names, which coincides with Mother Eve. So we had George and Derek, and this is 7, 7. Now we have Perry, RY, and we have Michael, Michael, and this is Michael is 6, which is 33. So we were talking about 33 from the start. So we see the correlation as well with a new people. The word police as well is also 33. So we can see that Derek Chauvin carries that vibration of a new people to actually match that vibration of the polarities. So you could say a good people and a bad people, but they are there with like your left hand and your right hand. So there is Michael here and we have Perry here. So adding 1, Perry, which we have seen is perfect in this sense, but adding these 2 together, and he's also representing man, the new man. So when we add this together, we have 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. This 7, for instance, is the representation, as we say, of Mother Eve. Seven. Mother Eve is in the middle. So it's the 6 days of creation on the 7th day of rest. And yes, do join me again while we partake of this deliciousness. It's not, I say deliciousness in the sense that we find a spiritual meaning, something that helps us to connect and to have an appreciation for the new world that is evolving around us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do leave your comments, like and share this video, because I'm doing a series of these videos. And of course, there was something I really wanted to show you with the number 7. And oh, I really have to show this because that was the whole idea. So we have seen about number 7. So here, this is a pomegranate. And it has 7 segments. If you can... 7 segments. I'm going to put some in as well. That's 3, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7. So here we are talking about Mother Eve, And Mother Eve is actually 14. So we are talking about 7 and 7. But this is the oneness we are talking about. I wanted to talk about the oneness. It is dripping. It's a lovely pomegranate. Now, this is through the high priest Aaron, who had been teaching me about the pomegranate and the significance. So do join me again. I will be using much more of these natural analogies or examples to really drive the message of this oneness. So 7 is the whole. As you can see, this is actually a whole fruit, but actually cutting it as well. There are 7 segments, and in each 7 segments, so this would be Mother Eve. Mother Eve is whole like this, and she has the 7 segments. This is the serpent, and but each of these segments are doubled. There are 2 rows as well. So the 2 rows, we could say, represents 14. You could say that 14. And of course, we have cut them in half. So this is 28. 2 plus 8 is 10. 1. So that's 1. So we will be doing much more on this. This is where we begin to explore who we are, what are we creating, and so on. So I'll leave you with this, and of course, stay ignited.